From our perspective, looks at the lives and behaviors of millennials, Generation Z, and the changes that are happening in our 21st century and the innovators that are making it happen. We will explore trends, technology, music, fashion, social media, business, science, the arts, faith, and lifestyle. We would look at their interests, how are they changing our 21st century, and what is causing market disruptions, and what does that mean? From our perspective, it's not just another talk show. There will be roving reporters from the Caribbean, Europe, and North America. This will be a show of learning, exploring, questioning, listening, and creative ideas. So come join us on Comcast, Verizon, and online.
Generation Z, a generation not following cultural norms but creating our own path geared to embrace the technology and innovations that are continuing to evolve around us each and every day. As a teenager in this generation, I see that my peers are beginning to be attracted to jobs that obtain quick money, quick fortune, and quick fame with a lot of influence. Traction towards traditional jobs are becoming less and less. Not completely abandoning the idea of being a lawyer or a doctor, but approaching those fields in a more innovative way, such as specializing in criminal activity as seen in TV productions like NCIS or Hawaii Five-0. Generation Z is also interested in following our passions and doing what makes us happy. The increased exposure of celebrities' lives and everyone else's lives through social media has made a lavish lifestyle seem like it can be acquired through a snap of a photo or hundreds of thousands of retweets on a tweet. Along with that, the exploitation of social issues has also sparked serious passion in my generation, demanding change and demanding it immediately. YouTubers, DJs, rappers, producers, photographers, makeup artists, hairdressers, social media influencers, and more are starting to emerge. Each individual captivating the audience of their peers and beyond, doing what they love most, pursuing their passion. Fashion, athletics, skincare, and philanthropy, Generation Z is formulating a unique generation of occupations, all saying no to conformity and yes to inclusion and diversity. Generation Z is a generation filled with strong-willed, innovative thinkers ready to embrace the world that is ever-changing and make it their own.
My transition from pre-med to kind of music career, it was a tough one, really tough. It was super difficult. I was at school in North Carolina, and I was there for pre-med. And then as I was there, I took like 1 or 2 chemistry classes, and I was like, this is not for me. Like, it was just, I knew right away when I was in it, I was like, this isn't for me. I want to get out. And I just walked out. I walked out the class, and I changed. I dropped the major. I wasn't pre-med anymore. And I was just kind of in like an abyss, honestly. And it was really, really difficult. I was confused. I was sad. And then I was like, I don't know why I'm even at this school anymore. I was ready to transfer, drop out, do something. I was like, I just don't know why I'm here anymore. Then my brother also went to an Ivy League, and then, you know, I was like, okay, well, I gotta kind of follow, not necessarily in his footsteps, but just kind of, I need to have my career figured out kind of thing. And in the end, I really didn't. I knew I wanted to do music, but I was scared to make the jump. I was scared to tell my parents, to tell everyone that I just wanted to kind of be in the arts and be in music. eventually I was able to tell them, but it took a long time for me to get to that point. It took a lot of faith growing, just kind of a lot of praying and figuring out, is this the path? Am I making the right decision by just transferring schools for one thing, which I did, and then just following my dream of pursuing music and entertainment. And it was a lot. It was a lot. I mean, I was depressed for a few days. I wrote lyrics, just based off of my sadness that I felt like I was going through. And then I got over it just because I realized my family did have my back and they were in my corner, which was very helpful. I started reading the Word more, the Bible more. I found a church home at home that actually was reaffirming and positive, and it helped me to really press on and get through it. And then once I kind of embraced the fact that, okay, I actually have support, I'm not alone in this, then I was like, okay, there's no reason for me to feel so sad about my choice that I made. My brother's behind me, my family's behind me, God's behind me, and I just felt like, okay, I'm gonna go full throttle, and no matter what happens, I'm well supported, and I'm doing this thing. So it was really hard, and I'm not gonna say it's easy now. It's still difficult, I'm still wondering if I'm gonna even make this a career path, if I'm gonna make it. It's always hard, there are days where I'm not as happy as others, but in the end, I'm fighting through it, and I have a good corner, and I'm praying, and I'm staying positive. So it's really all I can do, and I'm happy with where I'm headed.
Hello, my name is Anthony Barnes II, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about my career choice. That is, as an up-and-coming fight director. Any movie or TV show you see where two people engage in combat has to be orchestrated by someone. It's not like fights you see in the real world that are sloppy and clumsy and misguided, but these are meticulously planned out and carried out by the actors. The fight director's job is to work with the director to create fight scenes which not only drive the plot, but also reveal things about the characters. What I love most about this field is that it allows a person to express themselves in so many different ways, and yet still, at the end of the day, they're fighting someone. When I was in drama school, one thing that I remember most definitely was the idea that every character is fighting for something, even if they're not actually fighting. And the same principle applies in a fight scene. Some are fighting for survival, some for love, some for loyalty, and some for an ideal. In 10 years, I would like to be a master of at least one martial art while training in several others. At the same time, I'd like to be working on creating my own cinematic material, whether it be movies, TV shows, or anything else that calls for my kind of work. I love how different cultures allow people to explore different ways of movement that all are centered around defending oneself or fighting for something they believe in. In addition, one of my favorite films, John Wick, allowed the directors to actually create what was essentially a new martial art that had never been seen before. That's what I want to be able to do. Through immense training, I'm sure I would be able to create the next John Wick, or the next big phenomenon in cinema. One of the amazing things about this field in particular is the fact that one has to have immense imagination. One of the best examples of that is what we do with our superheroes. They have different weapons, and so they have to fight in drastically different ways, many of which no one has ever seen before. In the first film of the John Wick franchise, there's a tattoo in Latin on John Wick's back. It's a mantra which I believe embodies people who go down the road that I've chosen. it translates into fortune favors the bold. I believe it's something that everyone who does what I do believes. What we do is difficult, and it doesn't always make us rich, but we love it. When I was a kid, I loved swords, and that turned into a passion for how they were wielded and why. Eventually, that turned into why people did things the way they did on screen as opposed to in real life, and I knew which way I wanted to go afterwards. I broke into the industry when I was in drama school in college. Although there weren't a lot of opportunities, I kept searching and I got in touch with people. Today I understand that a lot of what goes into building a fight scene is the weapons. A certain character may have a certain weapon that defines them, or they may grab whatever's at hand. But bottom line is, if you have a sword, you're not gonna fight as though you have an axe.
Doubt is my latest music video / song that I've come up with, and the reason why I created Doubt is just because I was dealing with a lot of doubt, just in terms of myself and thinking like, okay, is music really for me? Am I going the right path? And also maybe people didn't believe in me and in my skills in terms of my music abilities, thinking, oh, maybe you should do this for fun. Maybe this isn't exactly what you should really be doing. So I created the song and video just kind of saying, you know what, to the person in me, the inner me that's doubting my own abilities, you know, you can kind of be quiet. And then to the people that are doubting me outside, it's like, I'm gonna walk this path. This is the path that God wired me to do, wired me for. So I'm just gonna go into music because I'm doing it for the right reasons. And I know that this is my calling. So I think I'm chosen the right career path, and I'm praying that everything will work out in the end, because it always does.
They doubted, yeah. See, that has gone down, yeah. They chasing the cloud, I'm not running, they run, that's not what it's about, so please quiet your mouth. See, that has gone down, yeah. I'm just into the music, inspired to do this with God as my witness, I never been losing, I'm already winning. Listen closely to all of the lyrics, I feel like I'm seeing a vision, chasing my dreams with the greatest precision. My doubters are in my peripheral vision, I'm Ethan, not dodging bullets on a mission. I gotta stay focused, avoid all distractions, this isn't Inception, my dreams not collapsing. So what do you want from me? I'm living my life, we can disagree. I'm sensing your negative energy, it's about quality, never the quantity. Why are you here if you're always insulting me? Trying to change me, that's not who I wanna be. Demi Lovato, I'm sorry, not sorry. These commenters trolling, I can't let them help me. I'm trying to be me, wanna be free from the games, won't you stop playing me? This life isn't easy, sometimes I feel cheated. If Grandpa were here, we'd be Hollywood swinging. Do you get the reference? God, I got questions. He was the teacher, I was the apprentice. Why did you take him? I don't understand it, but I'm not a doubter, I'm trusting whatever God's plan is. See, that has gone down, yeah. They chasing the cloud, I'm not running, they run, that's not what it's about, so please quiet your mouth. See, that has gone down, yeah. I'm just into the music, inspired to do this with God as my witness, I never been losing, I'm already winning. Listen closely to all of the lyrics, I feel like I'm seeing a vision, chasing my dreams with the greatest precision. My doubters are in my peripheral vision, I'm Ethan, not dodging bullets on a mission. I gotta stay focused, avoid all distractions, this isn't Inception, my dreams not collapsing. See, that was going down. Did you hear what I said? Won't you quiet your mouth? I'm not done with my lesson, gotta be more aggressive. Do you have a pen and paper? Cause you better pay attention. I'm not trying to go and beat around the bush, giving you a look of reproach. These lyrics will get you shook, not avoiding the salty looks. Peter Pan, Captain Hook, these my lyrics. I'm not a crook, cause I hear my comic book, and I'm sorry we overbooked. Cause man, I'ma give back to everyone that's ever had my back. When I start eating, my fam will too. If it weren't for them, I'd have never made it through. Yeah, of course I have doubters that I sing a different tune, but if they were real singers, they'd be making songs too, and not be criticizing everything I do. Not trying to throw hate, I just wanna tell the truth. So yeah, I'ma work hard, I'ma take charge, cause I'm the point guard. And no, I'm not the coach, cause I'm on God's team. Don't you get this confused? I'm a part of his scheme. I'ma change the game and I'ma show you what I mean by everything that I be doing, everything that I was singing. Everybody looking at me cause they don't know what they're seeing. For the ones that don't believe it, us seeing is believing. And my lyrics should be penetrating like a laser beam. Hopefully you hear this track on the mainstream. You can't ignore the heat that I'm about to release. Channeling my piccolo when I'm using my special beam. Just a young man living, trying to live my mission vision. All you people talk about me like I even wanna listen. I'm just focused on my grind to even give you my attention. Make it in this industry, that is my intention. If you don't with me now, that you expect a future mention. Lyrics that I spit should all be banned and lethal weapons. My career blowing up and only going one direction. So the people that are doubting, I just laugh at all your mentions. That is going doubt. They chasing that clout. I'm not running they route. That's not what it's all about. So please quiet your mouth. Why you even at my house? I'm not really trying to shout. Oh, really took my listen because that's going doubt.
Tell 'em. Yeah. Tell 'em. Yeah.
That's going doubt.
Wake up!
So I'd say for all of my music that I make, I'm trying to take the music industry in maybe a little bit of a different direction, just in terms of my lyrics. Like for the song Cut 'Em Off, which was talked about, and for Doubt, and for my other song Worth It, which is a song basically for women, just reaffirming them and talking about them and showing, you know, women the respect that they deserve. I just wanted to make music that really just helped people to feel better, to make people feel a certain way about themselves. Music that when they hear it in the radio or something, they're like, okay, this make me feel happy. I feel joy listening to this. And so that's why I kind of make these different songs for different key life aspects, because everyone doubts, you know, everyone surrounds themselves with people that they shouldn't be around. And then for Worth It, you know, sometimes, you know, women might not understand their value and understand that all women are queens. So it's like they deserve respect. So that's kind of why I created all that.
I've always been interested in art. I think when I was younger, I thought I wanted to be a scientist, but then I went to this, you know, now I'm in Roosevelt and this science and tech program, and I'm realizing I really don't like science as much as I thought I did. Like, it's great, and it challenges me to think, and I was really interested in physics and the human body anatomy, and I really thought, you know, maybe I want to be a pharmacist because I really like medicine. I like the idea of making something that can help someone else feel better, and I just thought the human body was really interesting. But God has given me a talent for art, and whenever I'm by myself, I find myself doing that more than anything else, and just wanting to draw, wanting to make comics and things. And so I think that I'm going to be moving into animation, into being an artist, and I really think that that's what I'm supposed to do.
That's so interesting that you say that, because those are my top two when I was in high school. I really wanted to go to art school, and my parents were like, no. And I didn't have money to put myself into art school, so I went to college, and now I'm a biologist. I do biology research. And even with that, though, I only graduated college in the last year and a half, and there's still, you know, so many opportunities within biology open to me. And I want to do research, and research is not the best paying job within biology, and it's going to be rough for probably, you know, the next, at least salary-wise, the next 15 years. And then after that, who knows, you know, it's kind of up to the government whether they care enough about your research to fund it or not, and to what extent it gets funded. And I really want to go into a career that I really care about rather than what makes money. So I'm very okay with not having the biggest house or, you know, living a lavish life, because I will be enjoying my job. I'll be doing, you know, we spend so much hours in a day doing the work and then going home and still thinking about work. And I want to be doing something that I care about over and I'm really interested and passionate about, rather than, you know, going to my 9-to-5 job that I absolutely hate. It just gets the bills paid, and, you know.
I also think it's more important to have a career that I really like versus something that just gets the bills paid. And this animation thing that I want to do, this artistry thing that I want to do, I'm kind of afraid to move into it because I know like that there's a lot of competition, and I think I want to get a master's degree in animation or something, and then I'll see where it goes from there.
Hi, my name is Ashley Lex McFarlane, and I am the founder and owner of a company called Omi Woods. Omi Woods is a jewelry line that focuses on Africana, indigenous, and cultural jewelry. I make pieces with precious metals, thinking about dabbling more in brasses as well. Traditional metals like brasses and bronze, sterling silver, solid gold, and really inspired by the adornment traditions of West Africa, East Africa, my homeland, the Caribbean, the cultural mixes of Toronto, just a bunch of different stuff. So my background's in clothing design, so I started off with African print clothing. I actually started off with African clothing and jewelry, and focused on the clothing aspect, and now I'm moving more and exploring the jewelry. The reason being, about 2 years ago, I wanted to look more into doing sustainable design. Clothing is one of the top polluters in terms of industries in the world, second only behind oil. So I wanted to have my brand and the work that I do really encapsulate a love for the earth and the environment, especially with climate change, especially with everything about sustainability. And doing research, figuring out different things that would make sense and that I would love, realized that I had a natural affinity for jewelry. Around that time, my grandmother passed away, and she passed away from complications due to sickle cell. And she was the oldest Canadian with sickle cell when she passed away. And so I just remember being all together with my aunts, and we were passing on her jewelry. And throughout that time and like months to come, I would be wearing pieces just to remember her. And I think this is just a common story with people throughout time even. So jewelry started to become more important to me, and I started to explore environmental and eco-friendly jewelry and different designs from like ancient, like Africa, and different spaces that incorporated Africana and different cultural elements into their jewelry practices, especially as something that's passed down through generations. And that's how I got more into doing what I'm doing. My family is Jamaican Maroon, so we have Ashanti descent, and there's like a huge lineage and culture around passing down gold that had significance, more than the gold material, and more about the actual significance and the symbols, and like sometimes animals like frogs or whatnot, and what they represented in Ashanti culture, and having that flow through generations. So that, I guess, is a little bit about my interest in jewelry and why I'm focusing on this now and my exploration. So yeah, stay tuned.
So one way I'd say just to be encouraged and to feel like you're moving in the right direction is, you know, talking with others, actually voicing your concerns. I know with me, when I found a good church home and I found solid people around me that I could actually meet with on a regular basis, because like I really needed to meet with people. I couldn't keep all of my emotions bottled up because I can be very private, very introverted. But then realizing how, for me specifically, like I met with a mentor at my church, like I meet with him a lot, just telling him about the things that I felt like I was struggling with, you know, the anxiety that I felt like with school, like feeling like, oh, I gotta take this class and do this class when this class doesn't even cater to what I wanna do. Like there were times where I really did wanna drop out. And I told my mentor that, I told my friends that I've been talking to, and they helped me through it. They encouraged me, and they said, you know, just stay the course. You know, what's supposed to happen, God's got a plan for you, it's gonna happen. You know, finish, get your degree, stay positive. So basically for me, voicing my own concerns with people, praying with other people, like actually building relationships with positive people in my life has helped me, just voicing my concerns. So I can't stress enough how important it is to actually talk it out. Because keeping things bottled up, you know, you might think you have everything figured out. You might think that you're not gonna boil over, but keeping things bottled up causes more stress, it causes more anxiety, it causes more depression and sadness. So really speaking with other people, finding a good solid group, like for me, as I said, I found a good solid group, and then just focusing on the things that matter for me. What mattered for me was my spiritual, my walk, my faith walk, and just trying to stay positive and praying and, you know, praising God through the good and the bad has helped me. Because, you know, a lot of people say like, talk more or pray more or sing more, do whatever it is more, and it becomes easier. It used to be harder for me to actually like pray and like actually be more positive and worship more, but as I continued to do it and it was more repetitive, it became easier to do. So repetition is important in anything. It's not like, you know, when they say practice makes perfect, you know, like it's actually like you can get close to perfect in anything you do. So I'd encourage everyone to speak with people, to find the right career path that actually works for you, that you find enjoyment in, that you know is the right move for you. And also I would say, you know, finding someone who's older than you to actually talk with, because they do have the life experience, because that's with me and my mentor and with my family, because they know. You know, a lot of times you want to talk with people your own age, which is great. You want to talk with people that can relate to you more, but talking with older people as well about the things that you're dealing with, because they'll provide you with a lot of wisdom. So I definitely encourage people to just voice their concerns more. Don't keep everything bottled up, because when you keep it bottled up, it's gonna boil over eventually. So that's how I would definitely encourage everyone. Find something you wanna do where you can get rid of the stress too. Something creative. For me, it's music. So what's that creative thing for you that you can do that'll help you in those stressful times? So I'd encourage you to do that and develop your faith as well too. It's huge for me, it can be huge for you. I have a quote that just really helps me to get through a lot, because I'm a very anxious person, very stressed person, and I'm always worrying about tomorrow and the future. So this is the quote, it helps me. It's Matthew 6:34. So therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So that's just a reminder for me that, you know, God's got tomorrow. Let me focus on today. And that's helped me through many, many stressful situations.
In the road of life, we can meet many road bumps and detours along the way. We can also become distracted and take turns that lead us to nowhere. Or, in some special moments, our detours can lead us to a special scenic route, the beauty of which we could never imagine. A place where we feel the sense of belonging, acceptance, warmth, love,